everyone, welcome to SAM IELTS YouTube channel. I hope that you're all good and you're seriously preparing for the IELTS exam, and that's the reason you have probably landed in this channel. Alright, today I'm going to discuss about the IELTS listening, the most important tips that you can actually use to get band 9 in the IELTS listening. Also, I'm going to discuss you the most common traps or the most common distractors that the IELTS listening test would actually have. Alright, without further delay, let's deep dive into today's topic. See, you need to understand that both IELTS Academic and for the IELTS General, the IELTS listening test will be the same. So, you need to answer for 40 questions within 30 minutes of time. In the paper-based test, you will get extra 10 minutes to transfer your answer to the answer sheet. Whereas in the computer-based test, you will have extra 2 minutes of time. So, you need to understand while doing the computer-based, you need to type as soon as you listen to the question. So, in the paper-based test, you are going to listen to the answer and you are going to write the answer in the question paper. You have 10 extra minutes to transfer your answer to the answer sheet. So, in the answer sheet, I would ask you to use the pencil as well as write the letters in the capital, so that your answers will be very clear to the examiner, so you will not have the fear of losing marks. Are you clear with this? Yes. So this is the exam pattern that the IELTS exam is actually following for the listening test. So the recording will be played only once. You need to listen and you need to have the question in mind and you need to answer to the question. So you need to do 3 tasks simultaneously. Are you clear with this? Yes. So now I am going to discuss about the question types in the IELTS listening, so that you can get an idea what are the questions that you can come across in the IELTS listening test. So the question types are multiple choice question, map completion question, diagram completion question, form completion, note completion, sentence completion, summary questions, short answer questions, table completion questions. These are few question types that the examiner will ask you in the IELTS listening test. So you need to understand, you need to be mentally prepared that any of these question type will come and you need to be answer to the question very clearly. Are you clear with this? See, each question type has a different type of method, so that you can actually use the method, solve the questions very clearly. One thing you need to understand, in the IELTS listening, concentration is the key, because the recording will be played only once and you need to hear and you need to answer. So what you need to do is that the first important tip that I am going to give you is that you will get at least 20 seconds or 30 seconds of the time to read the question before the actual recording starts. So what you need to do is that in the 20 seconds or the 30 seconds, you need to read and underline the important keywords. You need to actually look into at least 2 questions in a single hand, which means you cannot wait for a single answer. Instead, you have 2 questions in mind, so that whatever comes as the answer, so you can write it. Please remember, the answers come in order in the listening test. So if you missed out any answer, don't worry, just concentrate on the next answer. And that's the reason I have insisted you to look on into the 2 questions and have the keywords in mind. Are you clear with this first tip? Never look on into a single question for the keyword. Instead, look on into 2 questions in the mind, so that whichever comes to the answer, whichever comes in the recording, you just write it down. That's all. Are you clear with this? Yes. So the next important tip that I wanted to give you is that please learn paraphrasing. Sometimes you may not expect the same words which is written in the question paper in the recording. What they will give you is that the paraphrasing. So they will actually give you the synonyms words. So you need to listen to the words very carefully and you need to identify the words. This is the International English Language Test System, so that 90% you will get only paraphrased words, not the exact words which is being described in the question. Are you clear with this? Yes. So other important tip that I wanted to give you is that sometimes there may be a huge gap between the answers. For example, the person is doing the conversation and 2 persons are doing the conversation. They will do some conversations and you will not find the answer very easily. But be patient. Sometimes there will be a gap between one answer and the next answer. And you know what? Sometimes on the contrary side, the examiner will give you the question immediately. If you listen to the first question, the next word will be the answer for the second question. So, sounds crazy? Yes, it seems to be like that. The International English Language Test System is designed for that. It is designed to test your concentration skill. It is designed to check the ability of understanding the native language speaker. So what you need to do? You need to wait and for the answers, or you need to grasp the words very clearly. For that 30 minutes, nothing is going to happen in the world. You just need to concentrate on what is the recording going on. The concentration is the secret key that you can actually use to get band 9. It is possible to get band 9 in the IELTS listening test. So the concentration is the major key that you need to use. What is the other important tip that I am going to give you? The other important tip that I am going to give you is, well, you can actually write at the check for the plurals. What do you mean by check for the plurals? Which means sometimes what happens is that the answer will not be in the singular form, the answer will be in the plural form. For example, school or schools. So the thing is that what is being said in that particular conversation, you need to write the word clearly. Suppose schools, then you need to write the word called as schools. You cannot write school. If you use any singular plural mistake, then that is a wrong answer in the IELTS listening test. So never use your own words. Instead, use the words what is being discussed in that particular conversation. Are you clear with this? Yes. So always listen to the singulars and the plurals. And the next important thing is that you need to check for the spellings. For example, while writing, you can actually scribble the answer in the question paper in the paper-based test, or in the computer-based test, you can just type. That's completely fine. But the last 2 minutes of the time, you need to completely dedicate for the spellings, because even though if your answer is correct, if your spelling is wrong, then that is a wrong answer in the IELTS listening test. I don't want to miss the chance for the clear. So what you need to do? You need to check for the spellings very clearly. Right? The last 2 minutes is completely dedicated for the spelling mistake. The other important tip that I am going to give you is that check for the instructions very carefully. Write one word. Write 2 words and or a number. So write 2 words and or a number, which means you can write 2 words and a number. You can write 1 word or you can write 1 number. For example, 17th of October. What do you mean by that? 17th of October. Is this answer correct? Yes, it is correct, because you have written 17, 1 7. So it is a number, 17th of October. Of is a word. October is a word. So the thing is that you have 2 words and you have 1 number. Write 2 words and or a number. So this is the complete instruction, and you need to know this very carefully. And also you need to understand that hyphenated word is a single word. What do you mean by hyphenated word? Non-negotiable, well known. So these are all the examples of the hyphenated words. So listen to the hyphenated words very carefully. Please go to the Google and find out what are all the hyphenated words there. And also you can find out any words which start with well is a hyphenated word. Any word which starts with non is a hyphenated word. Non-alcoholic, non-smoker, well. So you can actually have a list of hyphenated words in your vocabulary journal, and this will actually help you to get band 9 in the IELTS listening test. Are you clear with this? Yes. And the important thing that you need to understand is that sometimes the examiner will actually discuss all the options available. This is one of the common trap. In the trap section, I will discuss you regarding this. Sometimes what happens is that the repeated words will come. In the repeated words, you need to understand what is the answer for that particular question. For example, John is telling an opinion and Jonah is telling another opinion. What is the question being asked? Whether it is asking the opinion of the John or whether it is asking being the opinion of the Jonah. You need to listen to it very carefully and you need to write only the correct answers, not your own opinion. So listen to the keywords which is actually given in the question. Keywords plays a significant role in finding out the answer in the IELTS listing. Are you clear with these tips? Hope these tips will actually help you to get band 9. Now, I'm going to discuss you about the common distractors or the common traps that is available in the IELTS listening test. So, what are the common traps that you can expect? Well, the trap number 1, which is very common, happens in the section 1. In the section 1, mostly the numbers will be the trap. For example, sometimes there will be a conversation between the Rose and the John, and they are discussing about the phone number, and what happens is that the real phone number will be revealed in the second part. In the first part, oh, his phone number, his office phone number is 0123. Oh, I'm sorry for that. His home phone number is 1234. So you need to check for this very carefully. When you listen the first word, you cannot write. You need to understand whether it is an office phone number or home phone number. Thereby, the keyword plays a crucial role. So you need to listen to the keywords, which is very crucial. Are you clear with this? This is a very simple trap. This is a very common distractor. Mostly this happens with the phone numbers, or mostly this happens with the colors. So you need to be very careful, and this trap will commonly occurs in the section 1 itself. The next important trap that they will have in the MCQ. All the options would be discussed. See, the MCQ will be actually in section 2, and there will be a conversation between 2 or 3 people. And you know what? The people will discuss all the options, and you need to be very clear that is whose option is being asked, or what is the discussion and what is the conclusion at the end. Sometimes 3 people will have different opinion, and at the end of the thing they will actually conclude to a single opinion, and that's the option. So whatever you hear at first will not be the answer. Whatever hear you last is the option. Are you clear with this point? Yes. The other unexpected trap is that they will use the similar words. Always we expect and we look for the paraphrased words. Sometimes what happens is that, especially in the summary question or something of that sort, what they will do is that they will use the similar words. So you need to wait for the same words also. So you can actually have 80-20% of the chance. 80% paraphrased words will be used, whereas 20% same words can be used. So you need to identify either the paraphrased words or the same words. So for that, what you need to do is that you need to have the keywords in mind. If you have the keywords in mind, then for sure you will actually able to find out the answer. Instead, I will tell you one simple trick. If you visualize the word, then actually you can get it. For example, early stages. For example, the word which is given in the question is early stages. And when the recording during his childhood, does this sound the same? Yes, it sounds the same. So you need to understand these kind of words very clearly. Though it is very simple, on the exam day when you are listening to the listening test, actually you will be a bit nervous. So I want you to do some breathing exercise or to relax yourself before the few minutes of the listening test, so that your mind will be very clear to grasp the words which were being discussed in the listening audio. Are you clear with this? Yes. The important tip I am going to give you last is that never change the words. Never change the words. Because in the section 4, there would be it will be a huge continuous section where you need to answer for the 31 to 40, and there will not be any breaks in between. Mostly these words are the technical words. So you need to understand that in the section 4, mostly the answers will be the technical words, and you are not supposed to change any of these words, either section 1 or section 2 or section 3 or section 4. But the thing is that you are not allowed to change any of these words. This I have already discussed. For example, school and schools. If the word schools is being discussed, then you need to write only the word called as schools. You are not supposed to write the word school. For example, you may ask, ma'am, can I write 4th of January? I can write F-O-U-R, 4th. See, technically 4th is a number, so you can just write 4. Or if the thing is that only one word, then you can actually write F-O-U-R. Are you clear with this? If the question demands that, then you can actually write in the words. Else, numbers is okay, because the thing is that in the exam, the numbers is accepted. So you need to listen to the instructions very carefully before answering to the questions. And my sincere advice for you is that listen to a number of podcasts which is available all over the internet, because that listening power and listening capacity with the concentration will actually help you to get band 9 in the listening test. Listening test is one of the easy tests which if you concentrate just a little bit, you can get band 9, which will eventually discuss you and give you the overall band of band 9. With this note, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video till the very end. If you really need to clear the IELTS within the band 8 in the first attempt itself, please visit www.samielts.in. Thank you for watching this video till the very end. If you really like this video, please like, share and subscribe to the IELTS aspirants who can really clear the exam with ease of effort. Thank you so much.